What do you do with narcissists within your own family? Finding the answer to this can be really tricky, since toxic members of a family can really make you feel like you are trapped between a rock and a hard place. On one hand, you can't and shouldn't be expected to just continue like nothing's wrong. But on the other hand, cutting out a member of your family is one of the most painful and difficult things a person can go through. Thankfully, there are some solutions out there so that you don't have to jump to either of these extremes. Today we are going to focus on how to specifically deal with narcissistic siblings, since they are some of the hardest family members to keep at arm's length. But stick around until the end of the video, and you'll be able to finally create some boundaries and give yourself a break from the craziness. Number 10. Camouflage yourself. Now, we don't mean this literally, but camouflaging yourself is a fantastic tactic to try out on a particularly toxic sibling. To do this, you're going to want to try to get into the head of your brother or sister in order to see what their objective here is. If they normally try to make you feel bad about the kind of job you have, then try not to bring it up. And if they do anyway, then have an answer ready. Typically, siblings, even those who wouldn't be considered narcissists, have a way of penetrating the armor that we put up around most people, which can make it harder to establish boundaries. Being able to avoid those topics, or at least conceal how much they affect you, can make them come up less often. Number 9. Do not ever confront them. Narcissist siblings definitely know how to push your buttons, but that doesn't mean that you should try to return the favor. Not only is it more than a little emotionally immature to lash out like them, but it is exactly what they want from you. In the confines of a family gathering, celebration, or mutual friends event, there is an expectation of normalcy that even a narcissist will be able to respect. If you decide to attack them, however, it is usually going to make things a lot messier than either of you would wish. Narcissists don't really avoid making a scene, and they will more than match the energy you give them. Insulting or finally telling that family member what you think of them may seem like the perfect plan in your head, but the reality of it is a lot less exciting. Number 8. Learn when to disconnect. While it may seem like your narcissist family members just genuinely like making you feel bad, the truth is a little more complicated than that. Narcissists may like to appear to know everything and have their life under control, but the reality is that these types of people struggle to connect with others or even know how to act in social situations. They can become so self-absorbed that they make wild decisions that you would probably never even consider, but there's nothing you can really do about it. Narcissists may not be able to understand when they push too far, but you are a different story. If your sibling is throwing too much your way, sometimes it's best to step away from the situation entirely. Giving your sibling space will help you focus on other things, and it also lets them move on to something else instead. Number 7. Get yourself in a better place first. If you are carrying around a bunch of baggage from your life, other people are going to see it. People that have been hurt in love or are slow to trust are easy to spot. It's just that most normal people won't point these things out to you. Unfortunately, if you have a narcissistic sister or brother, you know firsthand how different the circumstances are for you. But there are steps you can take in order to better protect yourself. It all comes from within, so getting a better handle on your insecurities can help take away ammunition that your toxic sibling may be using against you. Living with guilt, insecurity, and other types of emotional baggage can make for a harder existence, so helping yourself with meditation or therapy can really help. Number 6. Don't be shy. Seek help when needed. Having to deal with a narcissist at work or out in the world is one thing, but when you're encountering it within your own family, that's when things may get a little overwhelming. If you're lucky enough to have another family member to talk to about things, then that is one very helpful tactic to create space between you and your sibling. If that doesn't work, then you can also try bringing a friend or partner to the events where you run into your toxic sibling, since they can help shield you from some of the comments. Narcissists are less likely to attack when they feel outnumbered, so there's also a chance that having another person around can stop things before they even have a chance to get going. Even if it's just having someone to talk to, feeling like someone else is in your corner can help with some of the complex emotions you are going through. And they can also help to keep you level-headed if you feel like your narcissistic family member is trying to manipulate or gaslight you. By the way, make sure to subscribe if you've learned something new today. Number 5. Let them know what behavior is acceptable. While you may never have a totally normal relationship with a narcissistic brother or sister, that doesn't mean you can't try to set up some ground rules on how they can and can't treat you. Letting them know when they've crossed a line is helpful for many families, as is being direct and honest on how you feel about their words or actions. Ultimately, you are trying to rope them into only acting in a way that is acceptable to you, even if that may never really be possible. This is usually a big step for people, and there is no way to know how the narcissist will react the first time you try this out. Some will try to be cool about it, especially if you have the support of other family members, while others may try to fight against being held accountable. Number 4. Focus on your own actions and responsibilities. You'll never be able to control anything more than your own self. While we may collaborate often with other people, that requires a sense of trust and understanding that narcissists are not willing to reach. As a result, worrying about anything outside of your immediate control when it involves a narcissist is just asking for trouble. You're bound to wind up with a strong feeling of disappointment if you are going to wait for a narcissist to respect your boundaries. All you can do is focus on your own actions and make sure that you are doing well in your own eyes. Number 3. Find a shared interest to talk about when you see them. You may not have control over everything, but you definitely can prepare accordingly. When you know you are going to see a narcissist, try to have a few things to talk about that they may like. If you are able to achieve a positive mood, then you have a better chance at deflecting their questions and comments. It's even better if you both enjoy the thing you are talking about, but even getting them talking about a hobby or special interest for a while can allow you to keep them at bay and give you time to set up more questions. Number 2. Create a schedule with them. As you've probably guessed by now, the name of the game when it comes to narcissistic siblings is to create as many boundaries as possible. As hard as it may be to keep a member of your own family at arm's length, creating these boundaries is for the best and actually allows you to have a healthier relationship with them. A sibling's bond requires balance and trust, so even though the narcissist gives very little of either, you can actually carve out some for yourself anyway. Try planning out days that you can see them. And you may also want to try to establish some firm dates where they can't see you either. Maybe it's Mondays or weekends. You just want to give yourself some space so they can't drop in unexpectedly. Dealing with narcissists requires an awful lot of emotional energy as well as a solid defense strategy. And if you spend every moment ready for them to burst in, you may worry yourself to death. This strategy is especially helpful if your sibling is clingy or happens to drop in out of the blue often, and it could even be a lifesaver for your sanity. Number 1. Find a way to love their quirks. Ultimately, you can have as many tactics as you like, but you're going to be putting up with their jabs and remarks regardless. Narcissists serve as a mighty challenge to overcome, but at the end of the day, that's really all you can do. They are not going to change, and if you don't want to push them out of your life forever, you must also try to develop some acceptance about who they are. Even if you can't genuinely enjoy their weird ways and strange tendencies, seeing the funny side of their actions can help you deal with them better. And if you like this video, then check out these related videos to see more. And make sure to like this video to let the algorithm know you'd like to see more videos like these.